Any views or opinions expressed on KUR are not necessarily those of Kutztown University, Kutztown University Student Government, Kutztown University Student Services Incorporated, KUR staff and management, or other affiliated organizations.
It's Kutztown Live with Shantae Taylor. Your campus and community issues and interview radio show. Call Shantae at 610-683-4859. And now, Shantae Taylor on Kutztown Live.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Shantae, and you are listening to Kutztown Live. I have a packed show for you guys today. Katie McGinty will be on air today. She will be discussing her Senate campaign. We also have Jennifer Sommers, who graduated from Kutztown University in 2014. And we also have the author of Black Follicles, Miss Mireille Liong. So I am so excited today. This is the first time that I have about 4 guests. Not only that, you will also hear from the Student Government Board President today. So, like I said, it's a very good show, and it's going to be very informative. This is my first time, interviewing Miss McGinty, so I'm really excited. When I was interning at Word Radio, I listened on an interview with McGinty and Solomon Jones. He's the host of Wake Up with Word. So it was a very good interview. So I thought to myself, I would definitely love to have her on the show. So she will be on the show in a couple of minutes, and I'm looking forward to it. Also, aside from that, today I will be on Spotlight. I will be doing a segment on there today. And I will also be going to Mangate Nightclub tonight to see Manifest perform. They're performing there from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's a music showcase where several hip-hop artists will be performing to, showcase their talents. So if anyone wants to go to that, Mangate Nightclub is in Allentown, PA. It's probably about 20 minutes or so from here. And like I said, all the information is on Facebook.com/Manifest Highly Blessed. That's where you can find out all the information about the Mangate Nightclub showcase. And not only that, Manifest will be performing tomorrow at the 106 and BSU event. That event is sold out. All 500 tickets have been sold, which is amazing. I've never been to a show here on Kutztown where the show was sold out. It's sold out, and the tickets went pretty fast. I just got my ticket this Monday, so I was very lucky to even get one. I didn't think that I would because they were just going by so fast. It's 500 tickets. That's a lot of tickets. But Manifest, they will be opening up for P&B Rock. P&B Rock is a Philadelphia-based music artist. He's also signed to Atlantic Records. So that's definitely going to be a big show. Like I said, all the tickets are sold out, but you can definitely be sure to check out the video on YouTube. There will be a video showcasing their performances as well as the cypher. There's usually a cypher for pretty much every hip-hop show, every hip-hop award show you could think of. And this is a show that I do not want to miss, and I'm looking forward to it. I went to the 106 and BSU event last year, and now I'm going again this year. It is my last year. So I think this will be the best show yet, definitely, just based on that it's a sold-out show, and there's a lot of talented people performing. I will also be hosting the event as well. I'll be filming it, like interviewing the artists and getting some B-roll footage of the performances. So, yeah, I'm really excited. But on the other hand, we have Miss McGinty on the air right now.
Hello, Shantae.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. We've got an exciting campaign underway and a lot of good things we need to be fighting for.
Yes. I remember that you came on the air at Word Radio. I contacted your communications director in regards to an interview for Word Radio. Word Radio, is a Philadelphia-based radio station, and I was an intern there. So I really enjoyed.
Just terrific. It's reaches so many people, and it's shows like yours and Word that we need to be getting the word out that there's a lot at stake for young people. They need to be active and engaged in these campaigns and elections. It's your future. Let's fight for it.
Yes, we're actually doing a voting drive next week here at Kutztown University in an effort to persuade students that they need to be voting, for the elections. So that's,
well, you bet.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely voting. So,
well, I don't think I have to tell you or anyone listening to your great show what it is, for example, to try to afford college these days, right?
Yeah.
And the burden that people have, both the students trying to make their way through college, and then their parents have to take out loans too, and sometimes their grandparents. That's something that needs to change, but it'll only change when we have people in elected office who really care about kids just trying to make it in this world and are going to take action to ensure that there are grants and scholarships and bring the cost of college down.
Yep, absolutely. Now, I was doing a little bit of research on you, and you were the chief of staff for Governor Tom Wolf, and you were also the advisor for Vice President Al Gore. Now, I wanted to know, do you think that experience makes you qualified for senator?
Yeah, I have been fortunate in my life. I've run a major office in the White House. I was the first woman to run this very senior advisory council on the environment for President Clinton. And we wrestled with a lot of tough issues like climate change, and we tackled some of those issues. When you think about what's happening in Flint, Michigan, I've always been in the forefront working with good people saying we need to make sure that we protect the health and well-being of kids and all of our neighborhoods, and that starts with put people to work building good, clean infrastructure. Wouldn't it have been better to have people working, ripping out those old lead pipes in Flint and everywhere else in this country, good jobs, and avoid the kind of crisis we now have in Flint? But I ran that office in the White House. We got good things done. New protections for safe drinking water that we put in place, for example. And similarly, I was able to run the State Department of Environmental Protection, and once again work sometimes against the odds, finding common ground with our Republican legislature. And that's a skill that is sorely lacking in Washington these days. Everybody wants to talk a good game. But I think voters need to ask, what have you actually gotten done? And when I was secretary here, I was able to get it done with a Republican legislature so that we made Pennsylvania number 1 in the country in wind energy jobs, number 3 in solar energy jobs. We were the first industrial coal-producing state to have legislation successfully passed calling for the use of renewable energy. And we had some of the toughest regulations in the country cutting pollution from old power plants. So what I'd say, Shantae, is I've had the privilege of being in the arena really fighting some important battles for good jobs, for a clean environment, for taking care of people's health, and I've gotten it done. And that's why I want to go to Washington, because there's so many issues that need to be tackled, and we need someone who has a track record in getting it done.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that those are great issues to touch on, the environment and definitely health, education. I think all 3 of those are very, very important. And that's definitely what, I think college students are looking at. We're looking, for someone, that does care about education and does care about us getting health insurance, because times are definitely hard for many citizens of this country. So there's definitely
let's talk about that one, because that's critical. And I'd say 3 things really are front of mind there. One, for women to know that in our current Senator Pat Toomey, we have somebody who is fighting hard every day to take away organizations like Planned Parenthood that provide critical health services for women. He opposes a woman's right to choose and your own private medical decisions. That's not right. I will stand up for women. But second, I also was able to work with Governor Wolf, and we reversed the policies of Tom Corbett so that we expanded Medicaid, and 500,000 Pennsylvanians now have that good health care. And it's so important for working families to know that they'll be able to bring their children to a doctor. For senior citizens, that they know that they can and should be taking care of their health and that they can afford to do so. But I'd also say for students listening in, one of the important things about the Affordable Care Act, the Affordable Health Care Act, that President Obama fought so hard to put in place, is that it's the law that extended health protections and health insurance to young people up to 26 years old, where you could stay on your parents' health insurance. That's something I'm going to fight to protect, but it is also one of those things that Pat Toomey has tried to take away.
Yes. And I would like to know, why do you think this country is having an issue with providing citizens with health care? Why do you think that's such a big issue?
Well, I'll just tell you this, that it makes all the sense in the world to take the steps that I was involved in taking with Governor Wolf, because, one, it was the right thing to do to make sure that 500,000 Pennsylvanians had that insurance. But here's the other thing, Shantae. It also is the smart thing to do, because expanding Medicaid cuts the bill for Pennsylvania taxpayers by $500 million a year. And the reason for that is because people can stay healthy and they're not using the emergency room as their primary care doctor. So that brings the cost down as well. But, I think young people need to understand that there are special interests out there who try to make government and our economy only work for them, and to the harm of just average citizens out there. And the only way to take that on is to make sure that you're involved, you're engaged, you're paying attention to the issues, and you're having your voice heard. You're getting out there and voting. That's the key if we're going to have affordable college. It's the key if we're going to have job training and apprenticeship programs. If we're going to have a safe environment. There are a lot of vested interests out there who would much rather not have to cut their pollution or follow some important health and environment laws. And the only way they're going to be held to account is if people who care about those values have their voices heard.
Absolutely. And I do have one last question for you. I would like to know, do you think your campaign is going successful? In comparison to your campaign in which you were running for governor?
Shantae, I feel very grateful for the people in every corner of this Commonwealth who have been coming out in support of our effort. Women and young people from around the state have been rallying with us on important issues like a living wage, and making sure we're paying people a decent wage so that if you're working hard, you should never have to live in poverty. People rallying with us on issues like equal pay for equal work. We have to take on the issue that for women in Pennsylvania, making 21% less for doing the same work as male counterparts, and people are excited about that. But on a positive note, too, I think I'm trying to inspire people that when we work together, when we invest in young people, Pennsylvania can lead and will be a leader in creating good jobs, in ensuring that people have health care and the tools to succeed, and we'll do that while we're making sure we keep a clean environment. And I think there's excitement out there. I think people are ready for a change. They're ready for their chance, their turn, and I am saying, hey, it is your turn. Let's get to work.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come here and speak to students at Kutztown University about your campaign, and best of luck to you.
Shantae, thanks for a great program and for keeping everyone focused on the issues. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Have you ever needed help finding reliable sources for a paper? The librarians at the Rohrbach Library want you to know that we can help. Librarians can help you with any research-related projects, papers, and more. The best way to contact a librarian is by asking the information desk for help. If you need assistance off campus, you can always call the reference line at 610-683-4165, or even text a quick question to 610-915-8812. Reference help is available Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Fridays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Sundays, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. For more information, visit our website at library.kutztown.edu/reference.
Hey Alyssa, did you know that we as Americans do not eat enough fruits and vegetables? Americans eat less than the recommended amount of fruits, which is 2 cups, and vegetables, which is 2.5 cups per day. And as far as exercise goes, only 1 in 3 adults receive the recommended amount of physical activity each week.
Why does this all matter to me?
Because whether we realize it or not, Alyssa, it affects us. Obesity affects everyone. We pay more for healthcare coverage for those who are obese, overweight, or not considered healthy. By the year 2030, 50% of Americans, yes, that's right, half the population will be obese. It's time to make nutrition our mission and learn the importance about eating right.
Well, according to my doctor, I'm considered overweight, but I think I'm pretty healthy. So what does that mean?
Everyone has a different shape and size. Nutrition isn't just about eating the right foods and exercising. It's not just a diet, it's about making a healthy lifestyle change to maintain a healthy you. Your weight and the way you feel when you try on your clothes and look in the mirror matter more than the number on the scale.
Oh, really? I never really thought about it like that. Where could I go to learn more?
That's exactly right. Cheers to a healthy you. Come to the Nutrition Workshop Series seminar. I will see you March 21st and March 28th at the Rec Center and April 4th at the cooking demo at the South Dining Hall. All start times at 5 o'clock. I'll see you there.
Hey everyone, it's Shantae and welcome back to Kutztown Live. Now, we just got done finishing a great interview with Katie McGinty, who was running for senator. And now I have Jennifer Sommers. She graduated from Kutztown University in 2014, and she's just here to give us an update about how she's doing. So welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Why, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, is this your first time on air?
It is. I'm a little
really?
nervous.
No, don't worry. Everything will be all right. I was reading your story about how you suffered a stroke and you had to take time off of school, and then you eventually came back and you got your degree in special education. And I wanted to know, did you face any challenges afterwards, like as far as your stroke? Like, how was it dealing with that?
It was horrible. I had months of physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. My memory span was only 5 minutes. So if you gave me a chocolate bar right now and 5 minutes later asked me what you gave me, I would have no idea. Mm-hmm. So I really had a lot to come back from.
Oh, my God. So is your memory better now? Like can you actually remember things? Like that is more than 5 minutes?
Yes, I can. I have memory lapses every once in a while, but it's starting to get a lot better from where I was.
Oh, God. Well, it's great that you have overcome those challenges and now you're, getting back into the swing of things. But as far as coming back to Kutztown University, like a couple months after you suffered your stroke, how was it getting back into the swing of things?
It was very hard. I wasn't actually back on campus. Mm-hmm. I still had blood clots in my brain, so I couldn't leave my town. Mm-hmm. I had to be close enough to a hospital to be flown out to Penn Medicine in Philadelphia in case something happened. So I did my student teaching close to home. And when I was student teaching, it would be hard for me to go throughout the day and remember everything. So I would write it in a journal, and then every night I would go over what happened that day, and I'd write it down, and then next morning I'd look over it again and then start the day fresh by going off of what happened the day before.
So you're a resident of Philadelphia?
No, I'm from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I also had wanted to know, like you said, you had to, you had assistance, as far as school and physical therapy. And I want to know, like, did you face any discrimination as far as, like, people not allowing you to do certain things or not wanting you to be a part of certain things?
I don't really think so. The only thing that was hard for me is I had to always be supervised because I was considered a safety risk or a safety hazard. So it really limited what I did. I couldn't do much at all or go anywhere without someone constantly over me. And friends and coming out and doing things like this, it was very hard to do because I always had to have someone behind me. And so a lot of times people just kind of strayed away from me because of that.
Do you still need supervision today?
No, I am 100% out of that phase. I am good to go.
So how long did you need supervision? Like, was it a year, couple months?
About 6 months when I became brain clot free. At that moment, and I started to get my cognitive mental status back, I went from the 1 percentile to the 95th in 6 months.
Wow.
And so I was back mentally enough to be on my own.
That's good. And you graduated in December 2014. I believe you graduated with a special education degree. Is that correct?
I did, yes. Special ed and LED.
Okay. So how was it applying for jobs? And do you currently have a job in special ed or?
It was very, very hard. I am not in a special ed placement. I am currently an associate director of a preschool, which is still pretty good, but I'm planning on going back for my master's soon.
Your master's here at Kutztown, or have you been looking at other schools?
I have been looking at other schools. I'm thinking about going to school to become a pastor.
Really?
Yes. Yeah,
That's different.
Yeah, well, after the stroke, my patience level went down. So being in a special ed classroom, it's a little bit too much for me now. And so at least with the realm of becoming a pastor, I can still be there to help people and aid people. It's just not all pushed on me.
Okay, all right. So when you say you're going back for your master's, do you mean special education or you mean something completely different?
To become a pastor.
Okay, I didn't know that you needed a master's degree to become a pastor. I thought it was just some like form of training. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people think that, but no, you actually do. Well, at least for most programs, you do need a master's degree.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now you want to become a pastor. Yeah, that's different. And you say you're currently teaching, and not teaching, but you're working in a preschool environment. How is that?
It's going well. I love it. I love the kids. I still do IEPs and stuff that I would do in a special ed setting. It's just a smaller version of it.
Okay, yeah, I know a couple of people that want to get into education, and you do have to have patience.
A lot of patience.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
did have the patience before, but I can't cut it anymore, I don't think.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, dealing with kids is tough, but did you ever think about maybe teaching in a college setting, because that doesn't require so much babysitting,
I did actually think about that. I was thinking about going back to school and eventually trying to become a professor. But I don't know what's in front of me yet, so we'll see. I have options.
And when do you plan on going back for your master's, or you're just not sure?
I am applying now, so maybe starting part-time next fall. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. And I know that you are speaking tonight at 6 p.m. Can you tell us a little bit more about that discussion? Like what you're going to be presenting and saying to students here at Kutztown University?
Yeah. I'm going to be talking about the process of healing. How my mental state at one point in time and then months later, how drastically it changed. I'm also going to be talking about the cause of my stroke with individuals because it's definitely a story that needs to be heard. And then I want to discuss how no matter where you are mentally or whatever stage you are in life, you can always finish. There's always a chance to get what you want, your goals completed.
Yes, that's absolutely true. My grandmother suffered a stroke in 2012. I was a senior in high school at the time, and it was very difficult because she lost a part of her brain. Like, she received surgery, and they told us that she wouldn't be the same, and she's not. Some parts of her are still there, and she was on like support and everything. And then when she got the surgery, she was able to talk, but words don't come out. It's just like a bunch of gibberish right now. So, and she wouldn't do the physical therapy or anything. So I think she just like pretty much, gave up on life in a way. Did you ever have moments like that where you just think like, oh, like I'm just going to settle, or, I don't want to do this anymore?
Oh, yes. There was actually tons of those moments, especially through the process of retraining my brain, everything. There was a lot of times I just wanted to give up. And my brother, Michael, he's Dr. Michael Sommers. He was the one who did my physical therapy for a while. And I would just, middle of doing something, I would give up and just say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And he would keep, no, Jen, we have to do this. You need to go back to school. You wanted to finish school, right? And I'd get all excited and say, yes, I want to finish school. So he said that we have to finish this first. And then I would just keep going. So I had a lot of motivation and help backing me up to keep me from falling through the cracks.
Yes, and I think like during tough times like that, you definitely need a support system. You definitely can't do things on your own, especially when you've suffered something as serious as stroke. And, I just think it's really hard on my family. It still is really hard on my family. Like, my grandmother needs 24-hour care. Like, someone always has to be there. Someone always has to monitor and babysit her, feed her, clean her. So it's definitely difficult. I'm not sure if you went through that where people had to feed you or, clean you or anything like that.
When I was in the hospital, yes. And huge milestones that you wouldn't think of as big were always the small things. My family was excited when I was able to sit up in a chair. They were excited. Yeah, they were excited when I was able to sit and eat a thing of pudding. The small things are very important.
Yes. Like, how did it make you feel?
It made me feel horrible. For months, I felt horrible just because I always needed someone's assistance with something. I could never do it on my own. I would know how to. I feel like in the back of my brain, I would know. I used to be able to do this. I can do this. And I couldn't do it.
So things are just completely fine, now. Like, now you don't need any assistance and you don't need anyone to monitor you. Like, everything's just all good. Like, you're capable of doing the things that, you could do before you suffered the stroke.
Yes, I just have to do things differently. So if I start to, every once in a while, I have a memory lapse. So normally I write down little bits of my day. Oh, I have to remember to ask so-and-so this question tomorrow. I'll write little things down to try to help my memory. I also, at the time, completely lost my peripheral vision.
Oh,
Most of it is back. I just have a 20% deficit still. So that's tough, but I could drive. I could do everything normal. I just have to be extra careful.
All right. I just have one last question for you. Like, what do you enjoy to do? Like, what are your hobbies?
I love hiking. I really enjoy reading books. I'm a little bit of a girly girl. Sometimes I like to go shopping. I like fishing. I love a lot of outdoor stuff. I like exploring, too, and going on trips.
All right. Sounds great. And can you tell everyone where exactly you will be presenting and, where they can find you on social media?
I will be in the Alumni Auditorium at 6 p.m. in the Student Union building. I have a Facebook page. You can look me up if you would like. It's Jennifer Sommers.
All right. Well, Jennifer, I would like to thank you for taking time out of your day because I know you had a pretty busy schedule today.
I did.
So, I just want to thank you for coming on the show, and it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Thank you.
Attention May graduates. KUSSI is sponsoring the two-day Spring 2016 Graduation Festival on Monday and Tuesday, March 28th and 29th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the multipurpose room in the McFarland Student Union building. The Graduation Festival is a one-stop shop for all of your May graduation needs. You will be able to verify the status of your graduation application, purchase your cap and gown, receive graduation tickets, order your class rings and announcements, and much more. The festivities will include giveaways and a chance to win one of our great graduation gift packages. All May graduates are encouraged to attend GradFest, but if you are unable to attend this event or would like more information, please contact Andrea Tremper, the marketing coordinator for KUSSI, by phone at 610-683-1339 or stop by room 170 in the McFarland Student Union building prior to the event. Congratulations, Golden Bears. We'll see you at GradFest.
If you're having trouble paying your home heating bills this winter, there's help available. Hi, I'm State Senator Judy Schwank with the Pennsylvania Moment. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program provides financial help with heating bills and furnace repairs to those families who qualify. For more information, call the LIHEAP hotline at 1-866-857-7095. I'm State Senator Judy Schwank with the Pennsylvania Moment.
It's Telescopic Topics, a look into the world above us.
This is a story about the planet that felt left out. Her name is Mercury. From Earth to Mars to Pluto, they all spun in its orbit at the same rate. Mercury's precession was always a little faster. She would tend to get lonely and feel different because of it. Little did she know that's what made her special and an individual. Mercury goes 43 arcseconds per century faster than the others. Scientists were trying hard to find the answer for years and just couldn't. Isaac Newton, an English scientist, was in the lab for days and nights working to figure out a theory that would help explain the whole galaxy's orbits. The only one he wasn't able to figure out was Mercury because there was a 43-second gap in the equation that wasn't accounted for. Years went on, time kept going, and Mercury was lonely as ever. In 1905, a brilliant scientist named Albert Einstein proposed the theory of relativity. It helped to explain as Mercury orbits around the Sun in an elliptical orbit, the two focal points of each orbit nearest the Sun and farthest away should ever so slightly move from one orbit to the next. He went to Mercury and told her all about this new theory, and she was filled with life and was astounded that someone finally figured it out for her and she wouldn't have to live in confusion anymore. This is the explanation of the precession of Mercury. Thank you for listening.
Telescopic Topics, a look into the world above us. Stay tuned to KUR for more telescopic topics, and for more information or to hear the segment again, click on the Telescopic Topics icon on the KUR website at www.kutztown.edu/KUR. Telescopic Topics is a production of the KU Physical Sciences Department and is recorded by the KU astronomy students in the studios of KUR. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, it's Shantae, and welcome back to Kutztown Live. I just had a great interview with Miss Jennifer Sommers. She graduated here in Kutztown University in 2014, and she pretty much discussed what she's currently doing after suffering her stroke. And now I will be speaking to Ms. Mireille Liong. She's the owner of Black Follicles, and she's also the owner of Going Natural. And she also has a modeling competition that she's going to discuss today. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So for those who don't know you, I would like to know, where are you from?
I'm from Suriname. That's a small country in South America. It's in the middle of Guyana. Some people know it as Dutch Guyana. So it's in the middle of Dutch Guyana. It's in the middle of Guyana and French Guyana. I'm from Suriname, South America.
Yes, and I decided to reach out to you because I remember you sending me a message on Model Mayhem about your modeling competition, and I was like reading your pages, on black hair follicles and Going Natural, and I like your companies and I like what they stood for. And I just wanted to know, when did you start your natural hair companies, Going Natural and Black Follicles?
Okay, it's a little bit more complicated. You saw Black Follicles and Black Follicles. All of the other companies that you name are part of Going Natural. Going Natural. I started Going Natural in 2002. Mm-hmm. The goal for me was to change the perception of natural hair because I suffered from what people call relaxer-induced alopecia. And relaxer-induced alopecia is hair loss related to relaxers. And I found out that 73% of black women are suffering from this issue.
Yes.
And I was one of them. I studied computer science, information technology at the University of Amsterdam. So I also suffered from this problem. But when I found out, like, hey, I'm not the only one, I decided to make it my business to help change the perception of natural hair, because I firmly believe that changing the perception is fundamentally changing everything. That will help solve a lot of our issues of hair loss and the way we perceive natural hair. So that's why I started goingnatural.com. I started with a book. Actually, I started with the first book in Holland about natural hair, and then I published Going Natural: How to Fall in Love with Nappy Hair, and I built a website because I hold a master's degree in IT, so I could easily build a website. So that's how it got started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of natural hair, there seems to be a lot of jobs that do not accept natural hair. I remember back in 2014, I had an interview for a banquet serving position, and I had like this natural curly look, and I loved it. I got compliments on my hair every day. And then when I went on the interview, he says, "You're really attractive and everything, but I'm just wondering, are you gonna like change your hair or take that out? Do something different with it?"
Wow.
And I just want to know, like, why do you think the media and jobs in general have an issue, with natural hair? I was also reading an article that several black female students, they were in high school, and they got suspended for wearing their natural hair.
And that's something we as a community need to work on, and that's what my exhibition does, Bad Hair Uprooted. Bad Hair Uprooted is a social and justice activism part of what Going Natural does. It's an exhibition that showcases natural hair. It shows natural hair in a different light. And what I do, I call it, we shoot for justice, changing perceptions one shot at a time. And there I also tell the story of black, of black hair, black follicles, celebrating our follicles.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's quite a long story. I don't know how long I have, but I grew up in a society as a majority. Blacks were not a minority where I come from, and I grew up in Suriname.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out that I still had the same issues as African Americans, as black women all over the world, suffering from hair loss. And then when you find out that it's not 1%, it's not just you, but 73% of black women are suffering from relaxer-induced alopecia, there's an issue there. So slowly but surely, I found out, like, okay, there's this bad hair thing. Where does it come from?
Mm-hmm.
Let's explain that. But there was also a case, like you say, in schools. There was also a case in the Netherlands where a little girl, 12 years young, was expelled for ballet because she didn't want to put her hair in a knot. But that was not an issue. She wanted to put her hair in a knot, but she didn't want to relax her hair. She didn't want to straighten her hair. So that was an issue. So her mom, the only reason her mom went to, a certain commission for discrimination, and then the girl was allowed back into the school. And that's when I realized that black people are the only people on planet Earth who don't have the human right to wear their God-given dress is natural.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that stems from, of course, from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the issues. So if you look at it, afros, cornrows, dreadlocks, they are all stereotyped, and this is what we have to work on, and that's what Bad Hair Uprooted does.
Mm-hmm.
I tell this story because there's a lot more to it. There are a few more layers that I go into when I do this exhibition. So it would be great if I could do an exhibition at your university.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an exhibition hall, I have over 100 photos, so we can do a nice exhibition, and I can tell the story of Bad Hair Uprooted. But that's basically, there's more to it than just the media. It's something that has grown out of proportion, and we need to work on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would great for you.
It shouldn't be that, it's basically, it's racism. You can't tell people, like, you have to have straight, or hairstyles are not even incorporated in corporate America. We have to, we have the standards that we have to meet. Our hair is not naturally designed for that.
Mhm.
You know, so these are issues that we have to take on, and that's what I'm talking about when I do bad hair uprooted. Because and it's not that we want to be special. I want to comply to all the rules that white people and other people have to do. But here is the fundamental difference. Like, why does a braid hold in African strands but not in straight hair?
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between the hair types. That's why we need different rules.
Yes.
You know, that tells you something. No, I don't want dreadlocks to tease you. Yes, of course, personally I do. But when I'm in a work environment, you know, when I want a job, no. You know, my first thing is I want a job. And your hair shouldn't bother me. You know, I want to apply by the rules, but with my own follicles.
Mhm. Yes, and I also have another question. So I'm not sure if you are familiar with Kylie Jenner. She is the younger sister of TV personality Kim Kardashian. But
yes, I think I heard of her. Yes.
Yeah. So the media she seems to wear like a lot of African hairstyles, you know, like braids and dreadlocks, and you know she was praised for being hip and trendy. And then there was also a celebrity, Zendaya. She's biracial, and a reporter said that she looked like she smelled of weed.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that was okay. I know that, and she was talking about cultural appropriation.
Yes. Yeah. So I just want
video of yes, that's a big issue, and that's why I started BlackFollicles.com, because here's the issue. You see what happens, right? When white people or other races take our hairstyles, or they take something that comes naturally from black people, they're being praised for it. But you know, with us, we're being stereotyped. And when you look at the hair care business, you know, black women, we are the inventors, we are the innovators. We make black hair products, especially now with the natural hair care industry. We created this, and what do you see now? You see a boom in natural hairstyles and natural hair care products. But what happens, you know, when you go into the supermarket, or when you go into a drugstore, or even a beauty supply, you only see a few limited brands. You don't see the brands that are from hardworking black women who are the innovators. You don't see that. So Black Follicles is a platform. It's going to be a store. I'm working on a social cyber mall where black women can sell their products directly to customers. So you don't have to go to a beauty supply, but you can buy it directly from ourselves within the community, because that's this is what happens a lot. It's cultural appropriation to the max. You know, they take our stuff and then they sell it, and we don't profit from it, and it's wrong. And so that's why I built BlackFollicles.com, and that's why I have a competition, just to give it, you know, so that people can support this idea, so that people can get familiar with this idea, and so that people can give their support, even if it's $5, because we're building it slowly but surely.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's absolutely wrong. And that's not to say that other people can't wear our hairstyles. I love it when people do, you know, wearing cornrows. I like it when other people, you know, wear our hairstyles. I like that, but don't say that it's inappropriate for us and it's appropriate for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yes. And is this like one of the reasons why you decided to do your modeling competition?
Yes. So the goal of going natural is to change the perception of natural hair. And going natural is the base, and I'm doing all kinds of competitions. And I'm doing all kinds of products and projects and competitions to change the perception of natural hair, because that's the goal. So America's Next Natural Model, which was the first competition that I did, was an online competition, very much like America's Next Top Model, but it was online, where people could vote for models, just like this. The one that you see now on Black Follicles is a little easier. But the goal is, you know, to change the perception, to promote the beauty of natural hair. We have beautiful people, and, you know, my goal with my products is to put out models every year who can be the new face of my product, because that's how I think, that's how I hope I can bring change. We don't just have straight hairstyles, we also have natural hairstyles and beautiful hairstyles. And we haven't even begun. We haven't even started yet with the natural hairstyles. It's all new, but there are amazing, gorgeous hairstyles. And these styles, I can tell you, also if you look at my exhibition, these styles are made for show. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see, that, you know, the world is just depriving itself from beautiful hairstyles that can be on the catwalk, you know, in fashion magazines, because you haven't seen these styles anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And when exactly is the competition?
So the goal of the competition is, you know, is to promote the beauty of natural hair and to create awareness and to help build blackfollicles.com.
Okay. And how can people enter the competition?
They can just go easily to blackfollicles.com, and they can support. They can donate $5 and upload and send me a photo and then a little bio of themselves, and then, you know, that's how you can support. You can also support more, and then you get products. It's a crowdfunding website now.
Mm-hmm.
So you just go to blackfollicles.com, you choose your gift, you donate. That's as simple as it gets. And the minimum amount is $5, where you join the competition, where you can join the modeling competition.
And when is the competition? Like, what is the exact date?
The competition is ongoing. By the end of March, we're going to choose 9 photos who are going to be on the new poster of Going Natural Hair Care.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the end of March. And maybe we'll start another one for the Christmas edition.
Okay. All right. That's definitely a great opportunity for those who would like to apply. Like she said, you can go on the website, submit $5 along with photos, and also a short bio of yourself if you would like to enter the competition. And I do have another question for you, like one last question. I wanted to know, what is the message you want to get across to young black females?
The message I want to get to young black females is just love yourself, be yourself. Be yourself, love yourself. Above anything else, be yourself, love yourself, because that's what I did throughout life, and that's what's going to help you in the end. Yes, some people are not going to love this style, or they're not going to like that. Just make sure you're centered, you're being yourself, and you love yourself.
Yes. And before you go, can you tell everyone your social media website so that they are able to find you or connect with you?
Yes, my social, which one do you want? The social media Facebook page is now facebook.com/goingnatural3.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me there. You can find me on Twitter @blackfollicles.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find me on Instagram @blackfollicles. And you can find like a ton of photos and information and everything on going-natural.com. That's the website.
Okay. And I would like to thank you so much for coming on the air to discuss Going Natural in your competition. And I hope that you are able to do a presentation here at Kutztown University. I will definitely give your contact information to the Black Student Union here.
Okay. All right. I'll email you some information.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
1-800-222-1222. 1-800-222-1222. If you think it might be poison, then the first thing you should do is call 1-800-222-1222. Poison can be anything you're not supposed to take. Antifreeze, pesticide, the wrong drug by mistake. If you breathe a nasty chemical, been bitten by a snake, call the Poison Control Center hotline. We're here for you night or day.
For a poison or drug emergency at home or at work, just call the Poison Control Center hotline. We're here 24/7 with the expert help you need. Free and confidential. Even if you think it's a false alarm, call
1-800-222-1222. 1-800-222-1222. If you think it might be poison and you don't know what to do, call 1-800-222-1222.
A message from your Poison Control Center.
Hi everyone, it's Shantae here on Kutztown Live, and I have a special guest with me here today. I have Joe Scoboria, who's the Student Government Board President. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you for having me.
Yes, it's been a minute since you've been here, and I'm so glad that you're back.
Yes, thank you. The last time we were scheduled, I had the flu that was going around, but I guess that's what happens in February when you're a first grade teacher.
Yes. How is that going, by the way?
It's going great. I love student teaching. This is my last semester at Kutztown University, and I'm right here at Richmond Township Elementary teaching first grade, Fleetwood Area School District, and I just got my second placement. The last 8 weeks of the semester, I'll be at 12th and Marion in the Reading School District, so also looking forward to that.
Okay, have you been applying to teaching positions?
Yes, I have been filling out the about 40-page teacher application.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Not including the essay, but part of this transition now going into the second placement is finalizing your teacher application, building your portfolio with your resume and references, and really making that connection. There's job fairs and stuff like that coming up. So I definitely plan on attending those, and the next step is really getting on the phone with some of these school districts and seeing if you can get in and have an interview.
All right. Will you be pursuing your master's degree?
I think down the road. Right now, I'm just concerned about getting a teaching job right after graduation. So.
Are you only looking for teaching positions here in the Lehigh Valley area, or have you tried applying to jobs in Philadelphia?
I'm going to be applying to jobs all around the area. I'm from Reading, so definitely Reading area, up here, Allentown, Lehigh Valley, definitely suburban Philly and Philadelphia school districts. My dream job would be in the counties between Reading and Philadelphia, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I know the Allentown school district is tough, very tough.
Yes.
And I know that they definitely need teachers. It may be a little hard and may be a little stressful, but I know that they definitely need teachers.
Yes, urban teaching is definitely close to my heart. Having gone to school up until 12th grade in the city of Reading, and so if I get a job offer in Reading or in Allentown, it would definitely be strongly considered.
All right. I think you'll do fine. I think you'll find a job, and good luck to you.
Hopefully. Thank you. Knock on wood. All right.
Aside from that, we were just discussing earlier about the election drive that you're doing. You're doing it next week, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Student government is sponsoring a voter registration drive. It's going to be on the DMZ on the other side of campus Thursday from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. We're going to be spread out. It's going to be huge. It's a really big event. We did a very similar event on September 22nd, which was voter registration day. Of course, that was for last semester. That was for the November election. This is to register students for the April primary election. Of course, this is going to be a big election. It's presidential year, as well as a large amount of senators and representatives up for election. I think it's very important, especially that young people register and vote in elections. We have the biggest stakes. We're the ones who are the next generation coming up.
Absolutely.
A lot of groups are going to be at this event. Not only our very own Political Science Club at Kutztown, also APSCUF faculty union representatives will be there on the DMZ with us, and the Berks County Elections Board will also be there. They were on campus a couple weeks ago. Of course, everything with trying to bring our voting poll back to campus, we want to make the best impression that we can. The last time I checked about that, it looks like they are strongly considering moving it back on campus, which is a good sign.
Yes.
Especially before the November general election, presidential election. So we're moving in the right direction. It's looking like it's going to be a really big event on Thursday, and even if it's cold, we already have hot chocolate going to be set up, and we look forward to as many students there as possible.
Okay, that sounds great. Now, what other events do you have coming up for the rest of the semester?
Student government is very involved with getting students to be at and participate in the inauguration of our 12th university president, Dr. Kenneth Hawkinson. That will be on the morning and throughout the day of Friday, April 15th, tax day. It will be on April 15th. We're going to tie that in with, of course, our sesquicentennial celebration. The inauguration is not just going to be our first step into the new era of Dr. Hawkinson, of his presidency, but also really take on that huge celebration that we've been doing this year. And I think that's going to be a great day. We're getting students involved. It's a Friday, so you have a lot of students who go home on weekends, so we're really trying to pull people in, one big student group at a time to really partake in that event. April is always a big month, of course, with student government traveling to Harrisburg. March 3rd is the hearing in Harrisburg for the state system to go before both the House and Senate appropriations committees. This is important because this is when students, faculty, administration, leaders from the 14 state system schools go before those individuals who are literally allocating money to us and to plead our case and to say why it's important that Harrisburg invests in higher education, invests in students. Again, the hearing is March 3rd. It'll be airing right across the hall in our student government office. House is at 11, Senate is at 1. My buddy Drew Johnson, who's the student body president at East Stroudsburg University, is going to be the student on the panel at the hearing. So he shout out to Drew. We're looking forward to seeing him put in some good work there that day. But also, Advocacy Days is in Harrisburg, and that is the week of April 4th, where I'm leading the Kutztown student government team to Harrisburg, where we will be having 2 days full of legislative meetings with representatives and senators, where we can actually meet them in their office and ask them to keep helping us fund higher education.
All right. It sounds like you have a packed semester.
That's right.
And like I said, I wish the best of luck to you in pursuing, a career in education.
Thank you.
And I hope that this semester ends well for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on the air.
All right. Well, thank you for having me again.